Hey, hey, I am here with the Mini Jam 71 with the theme of puzzle and the limitation of, well, the limitation of having to make a game in 3 days, but also the limitation of combining two genres. And I'm here with Rhythm Blocks, which, from what I read, is a puzzle rhythm game. So I'm curious. Seems Tetris inspired, very obviously. Uh, so yeah, I'm just gonna jump into it, give feedback, first impressions, all that jazz. Uh, Well, this is my submission. It's pretty far from a polished game due to the restrictions in the Pygame library. Combined with laziness, I was unable to sync the music up with the gameplay one to one. It's likely there will be or game breaking latency. With that said, it's not impossible that the game will run smoothly for you. If it does, great. If not, I'm sorry. And I hope that sometime in the future I'll have the motivation to return to this project and find a solution. Yeah, sounds about standard game jam stuff. It's just stuff happens. Doesn't sound like there's anything on the main menu, but I can't tell if I just have audio settings being bad. Huh? Can't wait for this to blow my eardrums out, though. Oh, yep, there it is. Oh, and it's really loud. Oh, I need to get that really quiet. Okay, so I've played some Tetris. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, the rotating feels a little slow. Oh wait, it's to the music, I think, right? Oh, it is. So everything's gonna be to the music, I assume. Dun. So do I get points by being on beat? I think so. Okay. So I'm only at a casual negative something. A negative a lot of points. Oh, this is pretty cool though. As far as like the theme of like Tetris visuals, right? Because if you're man, I should just stop trying to go for the rhythm points. Man, it's still really loud, and I set it to like 2. Feels like I could kind of just play it safe and not move my thing at all to get points. Sit back and enjoy the music. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, as far as like Tetris, because whenever you play any Tetris, like the visual theme they go for could be pretty interesting. I really like the look of like the really hard, like the. I mean, it's not lighting because there's no lighting, but the oh crap. Well, I'm back to negative 2,000 points. Mm-hmm. Boom. Tetris for Jonas. Something that kind of. Ooh, but yeah, the like. God, I keep getting distracted because I'm listening to the music and it's really loud, and I have tiny, short attention span brain. One cannot go any quieter. Okay. Oh yeah, give me these faster songs. Oh, it's the same song. Square. And the real challenge is going to be getting back to a positive score. Oh, but I turned the volume down so I could talk about the visual style. It's like the unlit texture, like texture look, where there isn't really any like borders or outlines or anything. It's kind of like you get stuck in there and then boom, it's like a solid entire thing. It's pretty cool. And it's really hard not to like. So are the colors changing on beat? Like, does it change color when I'm supposed to click? Because it's really hard to tell when I was supposed to, or like when the beat actually is. Something that could help with that is just a, like I have to watch the score. Maybe just like a score pop up whenever I move. Like just a little floaty number. Although I don't know how Pygame works at all, sadly, so. Oh, hey. Oop. Oh, so is it line based? Because if it's line based, that makes things slightly easier. Oh, it's not responding. Was I not supposed to click? I'll give it a minute. Sometimes you just gotta let it breathe. Oh, there we go. Oh crap! I took my controller or my hands off the. Something I will kind of critique about the style visually, and I think my assumption is that Pygame is like just like a. Oh god, what the worst shape possible? Is its like own kind of program, or like it's a library, I assume. Oh wait, what? That was fast. Oh well, it's a game jam game. 3 days isn't a lot of time to get things functional in the ways you want them to be. But so I assume it's kind of like these shapes are probably like hand drawn in the code, maybe like you have shape or cube defined as a specific shape of rectangle. So I don't know how easy this would have been, and that's just an assumption based on other like game dev libraries I've used. So I might be wrong, but what would have been really nice to make like this theme a little easier to use is a grid, because sometimes it's really hard to tell if I'm like lined up properly at the top, so I can hit up to instantly get the Tetris I need. And a grid really helps with that because you can just kind of instantly lock your eyes. Like it's what like I used to play a lot more Tetris, and I had like a weekend where I just like try hard the hell out of it with family. It was just really fun. So I do think it's like the color flashings when I can do things. No, never mind. A way you could have like visualized it, or to like when the beat happens, is literally just like a maybe a minor hue change in the background, like that gray. This is a really cool concept, though. Oh, that was intentional. I'm setting up a T spin. Oh crap. Yeah, I've never used Pygame. I actually don't know how it works, so I can't like. So it's a little harder. Oh my god, a little harder for me to come up with like specific things that could have. Does this work like actual Tetris, where I can just kind of like? No, I can't. Ooh. I'm making like a little pixel art face down there at least. I'll just play Tetris up here from now. I think I just have like too much points. Oh my god. Yeah, this loading screen is a little intrusive, but 'tis fine. Boop, boop, boop. Oh god, I don't know how I'm gonna fix this hole. Yeah, I'm definitely not trying to, like, follow the beat in any way. I'm kind of just, like, going. Man, this wouldn't have been... Oh god. I'm just trying to think, like... Oh, I didn't rotate in time. I'm probably gonna die soon. Yeah, I'm not sure how well this, like, these two combine, thinking about it, because, like, it does kind of lead to, like, just kind of clunkier feeling Tetris in a lot of ways. Well, game over. Gotcha. I like that it sits on here so I can see my beautiful pixel artwork I made. Where's my menu? Pretty good, though. Pretty enjoyable. I like Tetris. Let's see if I can rack up a really good score, now that I kind of know what I'm doing. Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. Dun, dun. Something that might have made the rhythm feel... Oh. Man, sorry I'm not talking much. I'm just like trying to focus on playing because it's rhythm game and it's Tetris, and it's like. Honestly, if the okay. Man, I think the score penalty for messing up the rhythm is way too high. Because it makes me almost not even want to try, but like it's kind of fun to go like duh. Like this is actually really fun when I play like this, but I think that I think the negative points you get for like missing is like so high that I almost don't even want to try it, because I would get more points by literally just not playing or like not moving, minimal movements, rather than this, which is pretty fun. Because let's see, one mess up is like 500 points from the looks of it, and one like successful move is 50. So you need to get 10 successful hits to amount to like one miss. Boom, 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 boom. The thing that might have been better is instead of just having like a negative point thing, it'd literally just have a so I have a goal of like lines cleared, and then once you clear the lines, finish the level, and then once you finish the level, just have like a pop-up that like says your accuracy, and your accuracy could just be calculated by amounts of inputs divided by like the amount of inputs, or not divided by like, well yeah, no, it'd be amount of inputs hit divided by the amount of inputs in total times 100, or times 10? Times 100. Times 10. I think it's times 100. I'm not a super mathy boy. But, to get, like, the percentage of hits hit, and then you just, like, multiply the score by the percentage at the end of the level if you want. Again, I don't know Pi games, so I don't know how hard this would be, but it would be nice if there's, like, a little... Maybe like a little sound effect or a little, like, some sort of pop-up when I am on beat, so I don't have to look at my score constantly. Boom, boom, boom. Moving the blocks like this is kind of fun. I've never made Tetris, so I can't speak on how hard it is to implement Tetris. I don't imagine it's the easiest thing. Oh, jeez. Wait, I'm on level 2. Did I have a transition? Why can't I go right? There we go. That beast just did not want to cooperate. Again, I'm going quiet just because I'm like trying to focus. If I can get 100,000 points, that'd be great. I'm not really building a well as much as I should be, though. I guess I'll start doing that now. I don't know if it's dropping my inputs or if my inputs don't count if I'm offbeat, but there's definitely a bit of like sauce with it. Yeah, like sometimes it's really hard to tell what instrument I'm supposed to be syncing up with. Oh, guess. Sorry. God, I'm down like 5,000 points. Again, it said the description said that the audio might not be 1-for-1, so I do have to be a bit careful with that. This kind of is just like a personal playstyle thing, but with Tetris, I never really play for points anyways. I usually play for line clears. So it's kind of like the rhythm aspect of like... Since I don't play for score, like points, I don't really have any reason to like play to the rhythm. The other option would have just been like lock the controls so you can like only play on rhythm, but that would have been like... Although I think that is a thing. But... Tetris for Jonas. Boom. Boom, Tetris for Jonas. Boom, Tetris. Thank you, Squarepiece. Something else that Tetris does that is a, it's one of those, like, smaller parts of Tetris that's, like, still really important is, oh my god, I didn't mean to go there. Is the, next piece preview, or whatever. I don't know if it has a name. God, you can't, like, T-spin or anything. It's a little hard to get myself out of that situation without being able to T-spin. And when I say T-spin, I mean the ability to, you'll see it in Tetris where, like, you shove a block into a slot, but it doesn't fit, but you rotate it and, like, almost just fits itself in. I'll be honest, the concept of programming Tetris in my head sounds super intimidating, though, so this is still really good. Although I do think there are some, like, issues with, like, certain mechanics kind of discouraging others. So it's just something design-wise, and 3 days isn't a lot of time, so, like, everything with a grain of salt. Something to keep in mind when making things is you want to encourage the players to play in the most fun way possible. Otherwise, they'll play in really boring ways. Like, again, I don't feel like I should play on bait because I lose more points messing up than I would from gaining. Like, I think instead of having points and I think maybe just 500 is too much points to take off, but I'm trying to think of, like, other ways to incentivize not missing. Because if you're not encouraged to play on beat, you probably won't. It'll just feel like kind of clunky Tetris. So I'm trying to think. This isn't an easy game to design from thinking about it, because it's like there's so many design problems that need to be thought about. Because, like, you want the players to play on beat, but you don't want them to be fine with missing, because otherwise you just spam and it's just clunky Tetris. I'm just trying to think. Maybe makes the points for playing on beat more. Like, currently, I get almost as much points playing on beat than I do from just, like, letting it fall naturally. And I don't lose points for not hitting on beat. That's another one. So a lot of rhythm games, if you don't hit the note, you still get penalized. Like, for example, in Crypt of the Necrodancer, I'm pretty sure, I haven't played the game, you lose your combo if you play, or if you just miss a beat. So I'm pretty sure in Crypt of the Necrodancer, you basically have to make sure you're, you have to make sure you're not, like, just missing notes. So maybe that could have been a thing. Force me to play on beat by, like, taking points off every time I miss. But as you said, the audio might not be or the beat might not be 1-to-1, which could cause problems with that. Nice. Hey, you got Tetris, and that's all that really matters, right? Tetris is fun. Hey, I got 100k. Not bad, me. Oh, God, voice. Please voice cooperate while I do this. Give me a line piece. And another mechanic you could add to, like, kind of wrap up the kind of like the Tetris mechanics. There's kind of like in a lot of Tetris games, there's the ability to hold on to a piece, and it just lets you basically, oh my god. Yeah, it's a lot harder to, like, slot pieces in where you need them with the rotating being on beat. This might be where my end runs, actually, or my run ends. My end runs. Jesus. Jesus. Line piece? Why wouldn't Rune rotate? Nah. Okay, I need another line piece and I'll be fine. Dang. The kill zone is it's much lower than the kill point is much lower than you'd think it would be. Like, usually it's kind of like a little bit off screen, because you'd rather give the player a little extra wiggle room than a little less room. Don't mind me, I am just doing a cheeky little... Don't mind that. Hi. But yeah, this game seems... Let me just stretch a bit. So the rhythm and Tetris, like, combo... There's definitely a lot of, like, little, like, I wouldn't say, it's like little things that need to be, like, considered, because I think one of the biggest things for me with this entry is it doesn't feel like you're encouraged to play in the most fun way. I feel like if I wanted to go for a score, what I would do is I would play Tetris, but I would just not hitting up to instantly drop things feels really bad, for multiple reasons. Well, two reasons actually. One is that there's no grid, so you feel less accurate when doing so, and the other reason is that the you get points while they're falling, but you don't get points if you lose more points than you get from basically like doing that folly dance. Because if you miss once, you have to get 10 in a row without missing again to make up for it. So it's like it feels like the scores are like they feel kind of I feel like they could be tweaked. I feel like that'd be a small change. Make the make it so that you lose way less points. Make it maybe 100 or like 75 points when you miss, and make missing, like not hitting anything, or count as a miss. And then a little bit more feedback on when you miss would be good, so that like, because I think what would make this game feel really good, like instantly make it, obviously instantly, what I'm about to suggest would require multiple things, but if you can get it to a point where, if you, where you'll have when you're playing, right? Like if you could get the game to a point while you're playing, you get into like the zone and you move on beat for like a very long string. That would feel amazing when you like if it's really obvious when you miss, going on those long streaks of not missing feels so good. Something that could be added is a combo counter or a combo. Maybe you don't make missing a note like count as a missed point, so that people feel like they have more breathing room to just sit there. But make a combo system. Like if you don't want to like make a big one, you have a lot of white space on the bottom right. So maybe like right at the bottom right, if you don't implement the kind of like the next pieces coming up thing. And honestly, when it comes to game jams, I've only ever worked on a game jam post game jam like once. So I really don't blame you if you just kind of don't. But this is just a hypothetical. Hypotheticals I think are good like ways to explain ideas to get them out there. But a combo, what you could do is you could have a combo thing. It would, because it would encourage you to get multiple in a row, and that's when I think rhythm games really can be spicy. Is when you're playing a rhythm game or when you're making a rhythm game. And I've played a few rhythm games and I like rhythm games. I play a ton of Osu. Used to play a lot of more Osu, but a rhythm game feels the best when you get a long string in a row of hits, like of being on note. So what I think would work is a combo. So first, big thing, reduce the amount you lose for a miss. 500 is extreme, so make it slightly more than what you would get for a hit. Make a combo counter. The combo thing doesn't even have to increase your score, like how much points you get. The combo could literally just be basically a separate high score of longest combo. That would probably, because this is a rhythm game, I think score is almost irrelevant. Not irrelevant, but keep the score, keep the lines clear. Just add another one that's longest combo for like high scores. That could be really cool. Because I think the combo would do two things. It would encourage you to make multiple like hits in a row, and it would let you not make not hitting something a miss. I'm probably explaining this horribly, but basically, because if you miss, you don't want immediately to be like, oh, I missed, I'm going to lose 10 million points because I'm about to miss a ton in a row. Well, yeah, I think you would rather is you miss, and then you're like, oh, I missed, let me catch my breath and kind of figure out what I want to do from here. Like, misses are almost a strategic break, if anything. I think that could be really good. But yeah, cool concept. I do think there is some lacking execution, because the entire time I just kind of was like, I don't want to move because I don't want to lose points. And because I don't want to move, I'm not playing it like a rhythm game. I'm playing it like slow Tetris. And when I try to play it like Tetris, there's a lot of like it feels like I'm losing inputs because I think I'm off beat, like the rotating near the end there. But yeah, not trying to be overly low. I'm not trying to be harsh or anything. I'm just like giving my thoughts, impressions. Tetris seems like kind of. I'm trying to think like how hard is it to implement? Like I've never implemented it before, and I don't even know how I would. Really cool entry though. I really like the concept. The music didn't actually get that old because it would like switch occasionally, which was good. Let me close that. I had that open the whole time, didn't I? Ugh. So something I've started to do is I've been giving my I want to try giving my ratings, like what I rate the game during the jam. I didn't do this last jam because I didn't participate, so I couldn't rate. But I want to try rating the games, give my thoughts, and explain what I could have like. And I'll give a reason for like why each star. I'll start at 5 stars, and I'll go down, and I'll explain why, like what could have changed. So I'll start with enjoyment. So it was pretty rough. It wasn't bad, but starting at 5 stars, I think a big thing is the way the scoring works, and there's like no combo makes you not want to play in a fun way instantly. It's like you just want to sit there and wait for your pieces to slowly fall, which early on is kind of dry. So I think implementing some sort of combo system or some sort of reason to want to play on beats. If you got more points for playing on beat than you got for losing, like for not playing on beat, I think that would have been one way to get the 5 star. Uh, I think another. This is more of a presentation thing, but I think there are some presentation issues. So I'm gonna go down to 3 stars, and I think the biggest one for me is there's no grid, so hitting up to instant drop is a lot more rough. Uh, so I think if you had a grid, that would have been great. And I think like and more feedback, like not feedback specifically, because I think it's pretty clear what's going on. You don't need more visual feedback to know what's kind of happening in this one, which is nice. But I'll get to kind of more visual polish things in presentation. So I'll give enjoyment to 3. Concept. So the concept itself is Tetris meets rhythm. Starting at 5. I really like the concept. It's not a I thought about it because I think you were probably the one in the Discord chat, like where you brought up you were gonna do like Tetris rhythm game, and I think I even responded like that sounds really cool because it does sound really cool. I really like the concept. Uh, I think something that would have been good is like a metronome to make it work better. The concept itself, Tetris meets rhythm. I think there's definitely good potential here, but it's hard not to give concepts 5 because there's like no such thing as like a really bad concept, unless it's like a story concept. There's bad story concepts, of course, but gameplay concept, I don't believe in bad gameplay concepts. So, but what would I say for this one? So if I was to go down to 4, it'd probably be because like I don't think this game really super made me like, although it did get me thinking a lot about like what type of mechanics or like how I'll give it a 4. And I'll probably give this like I'd probably give this a 5 if I think more of the like the feel good Tetris mechanics were in, like the grid, the piece preview, maybe hold a piece. Uh, it definitely doesn't, or a lot of the gameplay doesn't work exactly like regular Tetris, which is fine. Like Tetris is like a really old game, so a lot of this probably took years to develop and make as good as it is. But it was unfortunate that you can't really spin tiles when they're like locked in, and that's one of the things in like if you watch high level Tetris, like if you've ever seen a or if you ever seen like a whatchamacallit. Oh, 1 second. Really sorry about that. So I think the thing about the concept is that it's like really hard Tetris. So since it's kind of Tetris, you have to like what was I talking about? Oh god, my brain. Distractions, man. But yeah, I'll give it a 4. Presentation. I think the presentation's really nice. It's not bad. I've played jab games with bad presentation. This actually has pretty good presentation, all things considered. Uh, so if I was doing the reverse, if I was starting at like 0 and giving it has music, that's a star. Has different colors, that's a star. Doesn't have things that are like completely ugly, that's a star. Visually completely clear, that's a star. Like, has a main menu at all, I'd give you a star for that, because, like, those 5 things, you've come across jam entries that just have, like, random weird colors, or, like, no color at all, or just any colors that, like, no thought given. There's definitely thought given to the colors. Not just, like, the colors of the blocks, that's fine, like, it's... The blocks are different colors, it seems, and that's all you need. Well, they changed color each time, so there was thought about color, and it's all black and white, and these turn white when like there was thought given to color. That's honestly enough for a jam in most cases. But yeah, the has a main menu is a nice one because it's nice to sit on the main menu before starting recording or just like having a main menu. It just makes it more. The developer had time to think about things and. This is a nice main menu. It's very modern arty. I don't know if that was the intent. It just feels like that because it's like hard colors, shapes. But yeah, but presentation. So if I was starting from 0 and to give it 5 for everything good, it would be a 5. If I start from 5 and I take a star off for everything uh, I would like take off a star for. I think I would definitely take a star off for the no grid. I think that's a really big one when it comes to Tetris, especially if you have the quick drop feature. The That's honestly the biggest one. Everything else looks pretty good. Like the game is visually clear, black background, bright objects in the foreground. Pretty simple stuff it sounds like, but that stuff gets messed up, and it's great that you got that. The font isn't even bad. Like I don't hate this font, and that can be a real pain point for me sometimes when playing jam games. Is like bad font choices, and usually the biggest thing is that I pick bad fonts because I'm lazy and usually pick one font for the entire game. Something that would have been really good for presentation, and I'm going to have to probably take a star off for it, is I would have really liked to see more visual feedback on when you're playing on beat or when you're missing. A particle effect when you miss, a sound when you miss. I don't think there was like anything like that. A metronome to tell you when the beat is. Any maybe visual or audio way to tell that you missed or hit, and I would have given it up to 4. So yeah, for presentation, literally just visual feedback on hits or misses, and then this would have just been the grid, and then 5 I would have given. That would probably have been enough for me. Yeah, well, maybe like generally more polished, but 3 days isn't a lot of time. This is really good for 3 days. I'm sorry if I'm coming across as overly negative. I really don't want to. It's just. I'm giving my honest thoughts. It's how I do. Use of limitation. I think this was instantly. I really like it because it's. I really like it because something that this is a personal petty thing of mine, which is that the theme was combine 2 genres, and I've only like really played one other jam entry so far. And it was a puzzle platformer, a really good one, but it wasn't that unique in the use of its limitation. It was just it's a puzzle platformer, which is a very common and well explored genre combination. And during game jams, I like to see unique combinations, and this is a unique combination. I don't think the execution was all there. Again, it felt like I was discouraged from playing in the most fun way, where you're kind of losing yourself and just going da 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 and just moving to the beat. I felt like I was more encouraged to not miss, and since not hitting anything doesn't count as a miss, I felt more encouraged to do that. So, again, that's my biggest complaint. But overall, still really fun. Like, I like Tetris. The Tetris mechanics, they work. Like, it's completely functional, nothing broke. Awesome. The level loading thing is understandable. I don't know how Pi script works or Pygame works, so I don't really have any critique about it. I guess I could take a point from presentation off for that, but I won't. It's fine. But yeah, cool game. Like, can't go wrong with Tetris. I love Tetris. Oh, 2 game worked. Or 2 people worked. So there's the programmer, artist, and then did the soundtrack. Well, the music was pretty good. I have no complaints about the music. It changed up enough that it did get completely sickening. Like, and what I mean by that is, well, obviously what I said, but when you have a Game Jam entry, having the same song play over and over will just make you hate that song, no matter how good it is. No, I mean certain songs that are like super good, maybe. But even Tetris has like multiple songs. I know there's the Tetris theme that everybody knows, but it's not. That's not the only song in Tetris. So yeah, no, the music was really well done. I wish there was an audio like. This isn't a criticism of the game, obviously, but this is more of a criticism of Mini Jam, which is, I wish presentation was broken up into like graphic. Like, just have 3 separate things for presentation. Graphic, or graphical, audio, and polish, basically, as 3 separate. Problem is you don't want too many of these, because in the end, these don't matter. Like, I know I'm doing these in the video now, but it's mostly just so I can, like, overview my thoughts. But yeah, this is my rating. Just being open and honest with my thoughts. Yeah. Pygame. Yeah, I actually don't know how Pygame works, so I like when it comes to Unity, I have a pretty good estimate of how hard something might have been to implement by playing the game, but with Pygame, I literally have no clue how hard this might have been to implement. Like, it could have I don't know how Pygame works, it could have literally taken like 2.5 days just to get the Tetris part working. And yeah. But yeah, cool entry. You did something unique. A few small hiccups, I think. I think a combo meter and this score thing, I think that could have instantly made the game a lot more better, and a little bit of feedback on misses. Those 2 things, I think, would have instantly elevated this game quite a bit. And 3 days isn't enough time to, like, play test and realize, okay, this is exactly how I can make the game work. But, yeah. Great job. Really cool entry. Cool art, by the way, here. Like, it's nice to see people put stuff in. So you don't usually see people not put the name in, I don't think. I usually just like slap something together in a Unity scene. But yeah, cool entry. Really good work. Cheers.